because you have to understand that the procedure I do are painful injections. And I would give him, I would say I would take an hour and a half to inject him. And I would do somewhere around, well over 100 facial injections on him.
Huh? 100 facial injections? Oh, bro, I can't even. My face is starting to sting. Ooh. Did I hear that right? Hold on. All right, we exposed who really killed Michael Jackson. TMZ investigates. This is part 2. It's been a while. We got in touch. The first part where Michael Jackson, the first part, it got in depth with how he died. The beginning part, like it got through the investigation. You know, they dug real down deep. You know, the backlash and everything, the impact that it had on the world when he died, and the speculations and the pointing fingers and such. But this is the documentary where it also shows not only in the beginning part where they actually dug down deep, but also it goes real deep within his career. So we did the first part. We reacted about 20 minutes of it in the first video. So, all right, not gonna get too much into it. So without further ado, y'all waited long enough. Let's get right on into it.
He couldn't sleep, especially when he was on tour or getting ready for tour. So he went to doctors for help. And it turns out Conrad Murray was late to the game.
He said, Conrad, you know, when I'm on this course, when I'm on the tour, I have difficulty sleeping. And what most doctors have done for me, they help me to sleep for 15 to 18 hours.
Michael was using propofol to sleep. He had mentioned that that was the only way he could go to sleep, especially when he was getting ready for a tour.
I'm always writing potpourri of music. I never stopped.
He was quite familiar with the product and felt that there was no fear of it. You know, it was not a big deal. He had been using it for decades.
It must have been Wi-Fi. Wait, hold on. I know they said they'd be using it. He's been using it for decades. He's on crutches right here. I know at one point he broke his ankle while he was rehearsing. If this is when he broke his ankle.
Using it for decades.
Yeah, keep stopping right there. I don't know what's going on with it. Let me try to refresh it. All right, we're good. I had to refresh it.
And they allowed him to sometimes inject the medicine. He was able to push the propofol himself. And the doctors allowed him to do it. And that was okay.
The day Michael died, he spent hours begging to fall asleep, begging for propofol.
He kept saying that he had to sleep, his show was going to fall apart, he needed to sleep.
Michael was desperate, and Murray told detectives that he simply gave in.
I then decided to go ahead and give him some of the milk so he could get a couple of hours sleep so that he could produce, because I cared about him. I didn't want him to fail.
Hey, your concert got canceled, Mike. When are you gonna have it, Mike?
At the time all this was going on, Michael was going to see Dr. Arnold Klein, the famous Beverly Hills dermatologist.
Okay, first of all, like, addiction is not a joke, bro. I can't stress this enough to y'all, man. Addiction is not a freaking joke. First of all, let's recap from the first video, propofol. They said it's not a sleeping drug. It's not. If I remember correctly, it is not a drug that puts you to sleep. It's like a drug that dang near, like, if I remember correctly, it's like dang near like halfway almost puts you to death. You know what I mean? Like, they said that Michael took so much of it, like, he has so much propofol in his system, it could put asleep a whole rhinoceros. So, yeah, just addiction is not no joke, man. That's why I tell y'all, like, if y'all it don't even just have to be drugs like marijuana or crack or coke or anything like that. It can be alcohol, or it could be like dealing with some type of lust, or like something that you're craving for, you know, that's unhealthy for your body. You know what I mean? It could be a specific food, and just the addiction can be so strong. It not only affect you, it can affect your loved ones all around you, you know what I mean, who care about you, you know what I mean? So, and they know, they tell you like, yo, you don't look right. You it's not helping you. You look like a zombie. You know what I mean? Like you gotta stop this, you know. And addiction is it ain't no joke, man. And it's easier said than done just to stop it. You know what I mean? Like, it's, yeah, man, this, especially what he went through, man, especially his whole career, just, man.
Klein, who died back in 2015, was known as the dermatologist to the stars. All these famous people like Elizabeth Taylor, Carrie Fisher, and so many others went to him for skin treatments. And Michael did as well, and the two became not just close, but best friends. Klein essentially became Michael's Dr. Feelgood.
Okay. Let's see that again. Dr. Arnold Klein appeared on TMZ Live 5 months after Michael Jackson's death. Okay. He spoke with Ari about why he regularly injected Michael with opioids like Demerol. Sorry if I said that name wrong, or word wrong.
I administer Demerol because you have to understand that the procedure I do are painful injections. And I would say I would take an hour and a half to inject him. And I would do somewhere around, well over 100 facial injections on him.
Huh? 100 facial injections? Oh, bro, I can't even. My face is starting to sting. Ooh. Did I hear that right? Hold on, bro.
Mr. Demerol, because you have to understand that the procedure I do are painful injections.
Okay.
And I would say I would take an hour and a half to inject him. And I would do somewhere around, well over 100 facial injections on him.
I'm Dr. Harry Glassman. I'm a plastic surgeon.
This dude said well over 100 facial injections. Bruh, this is sad, bro. That was the shock of the day right there. Just whoa, I can't even imagine. Like my face is stinging a little bit. Like, man, just I won't wish that upon nobody.
I've been in private practice of plastic surgery in Beverly Hills for the past 45 years. Massive doses of Demerol were utilized for something that generally doesn't require anything other than maybe a topical anesthetic.
Let me be as clear as I can be. Demerol is not a sedative. It can make you drowsy. It is not a sedative. It is an opiate medication. But the goal of medication like Demerol is pain control.
How's it going, Michael? Are you going on tour? In London, huh? What about the Jackson 5? You going to tour Jackson 5? Yes. Oh, you are?
Michael's routine was to go to
man.
Dr. Klein's office and get high on Demerol for hours at a time. Dr. Klein was more than happy to oblige, and he justified it with...
No wonder his face was covered up, man. Over 100 facial injections.
minor procedures, acne treatments, Botox, Restylane, and he did this over and over and over again.
Oh, wonderful jacket, Michael. That's so cool.
I don't know anybody that goes in for a 3 to 4 hour acne treatment.
When I heard Michael Jackson died, I immediately thought of him going out to his dermatologist on a regular basis for some sort of treatment. I knew it was opiates, and I knew that was the primary issue. The propofol was just the final event.
And here's where the plot thickens. Klein was always at the ready for Michael, and MJ never had to look too far to find him. They went on vacations together, they spent Christmas together, they would go to events together. It's pretty clear that each was getting what they wanted out of this relationship.
There is in the relationship between the doctor and the celebrity patient something that sort of becomes a quid pro quo. I'll do this for you. In Arnie's case, he was traveling with Michael, he was on vacation with Michael, and you'll do this for me. Obviously, in this case, narcotics or even heavy sedation.
He was getting propofol in Germany. That's the most recent tour. And that was being arranged, I'm not going to mention the doctor, by another doctor in Los Angeles. And I told the doctor, I mean, I just thought this is totally insane. This doctor's arranging German doctors to give Michael propofol. It's like giving someone the drug they want.
I was able to interview his wife, Debbie Rowe. She said that Dr. Klein accompanied him when he was in Germany, and he couldn't prescribe medicines or medication there, but hooked up with a doctor or two in Germany to get drugs for Michael.
Man.
So fast forward to 3 months before Mike.
Bro, it got so bad. Like, the doctor, his main doctor, couldn't go to Germany, so he had to get another doctor in Germany just to give him drug. This, I don't care, bro. I don't wish this upon nobody. I really don't, man. You just can't, bro. This is just straight up terrible. It is, bro. Like, and the fact that he went through all this dang near his whole career, I can't, you just can't, you can't imagine this. You just can't. You can't imagine going through that. You just can't. Like, Michael Jackson barely even had, he never had a normal life, first and foremost. He never had a normal life. Ever since he was 5 or 6 years old, he's been performing in front of millions of people. You know what I mean? Like, all the way up till he passed away. Like, that's a lot. Like, that is a lot. You know what I mean? If you really think about it, that is really a lot. And especially during the 70s, 80s, and 90s, he was the most famous man on the planet. And this was before the internet. You know? And, like, when people see him, it's like they dang near was looking at a god. You know what I mean? Like, people were falling out. People were, like, grabbing him and stuff like that, you know? And then just really Michael Jackson, period. It's just, I don't know if y'all saw this one video, right, of Michael Jackson where he rented out an entire supermarket by himself and he was having fun all by himself, acting like a kid because he never had a childhood. You know what I mean? Everywhere he go, his fans hollering at him, screaming his name, cameras flashing. You know what I mean? Like, everywhere he go, like, he couldn't go nowhere. He couldn't go anywhere where there was guaranteed there's gonna be like 100,000 plus fans or 1,000 plus fans right there in his face. You know what I mean? This is sad, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Michael's death. We were getting videos daily of him going to Dr. Arnie Klein's office. He looked totally normal going in. 3 or 4 hours would go by, and he would come out looking completely out of it.
Hey, Michael.
Come out. He looked totally. We were getting videos daily of him going to Dr. Arnie Klein's office. He looked totally normal going in. 3 or 4 hours would go by, and he would come out looking completely out of it.
Hey, Michael. Hey, Michael. Michael, how are you? Yo, Michael, Simon operation. Michael, I'll just
and make a pathway, guys. Make a pathway. Make a pathway.
Okay. Hey, give a room, guys. Give a room. Give a room, guys.
Like, you see that? Like, do you see that? Like, it's like that. It's like that everywhere he goes, every single day. It's like that. It's been like that everywhere he goes ever since he was a kid. Like, what you seeing right now, like, look at that.
Room, guys. Give a room. Give a room. Give a room, guys. Michael. Michael, you're the best.
I mean, like.
Hey, Michael, can you still moonwalk? Can you still moonwalk, Michael? Why would I be able to?
Do you recall taking?
Can you still moonwalk? Like, what the God? People be asking anything. People be asking anything, bro. Like just imagine that. Not to get too far off topic. Like, you see that little instant paparazzi that he has to go through. He had to go through that every time he goes out in public. Every time. Imagine going through that every time you go out in public since you was a little kid, all the way till you passed away at 50. Can you imagine that? Yeah.
Michael Jackson to visit Dr. Arnold Klein?
Yes.
On many occasions?
Yes.
Estimate for us how many times a week you would do that.
It could fluctuate. There were times when he was going almost every day.
Michael became a regular, and he was going to Klein's office almost every day and getting Demerol injections.
Every day?
At least 51 injections within the 3 months before he died. And these weren't small doses, 300 milligrams a pop.
Oh, no, that's absurd. There's categorically no justification.
Let's do some math here. Hold on. Let's repeat what she just said. Hold on.
51 injections within the 3 months before he died. And these weren't small doses, 300 milligrams a pop.
Oh.
300 milligrams a pop. Do y'all know how much 300 milligrams is? Do y'all know how big 300 milligrams is? One more time. Let me see because that's still mind-boggling. One more time.
And getting at least 51 injections within the 3 months before he died. And these weren't small doses, 300 milligrams a pop.
Oh, no, that's absurd.
Within the 3 months. Oh, man. That's... Whew.
There's categorically no justification for massive doses of opiates for simple dermatologic procedures. Not only that, he was using Demerol 300 milligrams at a time.
300 milligrams of Demerol is enough to knock out a horse.
I had no idea of Michael's...
What did he say?
I had
300 milligrams at a time.
300 milligrams of Demerol is enough to knock out a horse.
It's enough to knock out a horse? 300 milligrams of Demerol is enough to knock out a horse. And he's been getting over how many within the 3 months? I just keep watching.
I had no idea of Michael's history of his health and doctors who were treating him. He never, ever mentioned anything of drug addiction to me.
What I used drugs for was not to give him drugs. I mean, I used drugs to relieve the pain when I did a procedure. So we have to make a big difference. If you're having a surgical procedure, and these are really minor surgical procedures, and with my length of time it takes me to do it, it's not minor, you have to use some amount of drug.
For Michael to have been going almost daily for injections of his acne or injections of Restylane or Botox, it kind of doesn't add up for me.
How are you? Come on, guys. How are you, Michael? Hey, you look great.
You don't go and have Restylane on Monday, more Restylane on Tuesday, more Restylane on Wednesday. The only thing that makes any sense to me is that he was there for the drugs, not for the Botox or fillers or acne.
Dr. Waldman, have you formed an opinion about whether or not Michael Jackson was dependent on Demerol?
Yes, I believe there's evidence that he was dependent upon Demerol. 6 weeks of very frequent high-dose use, I believe, would result in opioid dependence in any of us.
Hey, Michael. What are you up to today, Michael? It's Earth Day.
Dr. Klein would have him go up to this gynecologist's office, and Dr. Klein would go give him his shot or do whatever he was going to do, and then go back down to his office so Michael wasn't hanging out at his office for 2 or 3 hours. I honestly don't believe that Michael Jackson got 51 shots of Demerol from Arnie Klein. I would guess it probably 2 or 3 times that.
That is... Hold on, bro.
from Arnie Klein. I would guess it probably 2 or 3 times that.
Wait, hold on.
Being out at his office for 2 or 3 hours. I honestly don't believe that Michael Jackson got 51 shots of Demerol from Arnie Klein. I would guess it probably 2 or 3 times that.
Oh, most definitely. It's a big part of Michael's life.
I'm Kerry Anderson.
Hold on. Demerol was such a big part of Michael's life when even he wrote a song about it. He even wrote a song about it? What song is that? Comment down below if you know what song that is. Demerol was such a big part of Michael's life, he even wrote a song about it. They probably gonna say it.
I'm Kerry Anderson, and prior to working with Michael Jackson as the director of security, I worked LAPD for several years. I worked narcotics. I was considered a court-qualified narcotics expert. I dealt with Arnold Klein a couple of times. Michael had me go down and pick him up once and bring him to Neverland. I walked Dr. Klein probably 20 feet from the courtyard area inside Michael's main residence. I walked him upstairs to Michael's room. Michael had requested...
That's his bed?
...get Dr. Klein something to drink. So I went back downstairs, and myself and another personnel in the house, and we weren't gone any more than, I would say, 4 minutes at the most. And by the time I got back up, Michael was so out of it. So whatever he gave him, I've never seen a narcotic do somebody like that so quick, because Michael was perfectly normal.
Wow.
When I went upstairs, and in a 4-minute period, he was almost a zombie. So it must have been some kind of injection of something. And at times you'd want to put hands on people like that. I don't have a lot of good things to say about people like that. He's disgusting to me.
Arnie Klein shot Michael up at Demerol for a price, a pretty hefty one. He was charging him thousands and thousands of dollars just for a weekend visit.
Money's not my object in life. My object is to be the best doctor. I mean, I gotta be honest, I never asked him for a nickel. Now, you say my bill was a lot, and I have to tell you about my bill. My bill was, I used to spend 3 days with him. I used to fly back and forth on helicopters when he called me.
Right.
So, I mean, when you put all that money together, flying around in helicopters all the time to see him, and spending 3 days with him at a time, your days over 3 days is worth a lot of money.
You were friends with him, and you were best friends with him, and you were also his doctor. And I asked you if there's a danger of blurring the line, and if you could go back 20 years, would you elect to treat Michael Jackson as a patient?
I don't have many friends, you know that. My friends are my patients. My patients are my patients 24 hours a day. They call me 3 o'clock in the morning. They call me 4 o'clock in the morning. I've flown as far as Tokyo to see a patient. I've flown to the Middle East to see a patient where Jews shouldn't go. So I'm telling you, when you say what I do is medicine, the practice of medicine, I mean, I'm not a shrink. I'm not, Freud. But I think that you do blur the lines because you're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
It's exploitative to some extent for a doctor also to be their friend.
Bro, what? Oh, bro, what is wrong with this dude? It seems like he's just one of those dudes that I'm just here to get a paycheck. And I'm willing to get that paycheck no matter what or who I have to go through, the good and the bad, and who I'm going to affect. That's kind of basically what I just heard. Man, I'm still trying to get my mind around it. This documentary is insane.
4 hours a day, 7 days a week.
It's exploitative to some extent for a doctor also to be their friend. You're there to be their doctor, and that's that. Be that, and that's it. If you want to be their friend, go be their friend. That's fine. But you can't also be their doctor. The fact is, if you slip from a physician to friend, that's on you. That's a problem. You've crossed a boundary at that point.
So you want to take one? ABC
Exactly. Oh. All right. Debbie Rowe is Michael Jackson's ex-wife, the mother of 2 of his children. She met Michael when he worked as Dr. Klein's assistant. She would not talk about Michael, but she agreed to talk about Dr. Klein. Okay. Debbie Woods never spoke publicly about this period of her life.
My name is Debbie Rowe, and I worked with Dr. Arnold Klein for 27 years and would assist him in the back with patients. I did everything from acne surgery to prescribing medications.
It got a little better. Right here.
Dr. Klein was a brilliant dermatologist. He could walk into the room, look at you, almost give you a family history of who you were and what diseases were in the family and stuff like that. When Dr. Klein started treating famous people,
I don't know about that one.
Celebrities, powerful people, he...
Let me be quiet.
When Dr. Klein started treating famous people, celebrities, room, look at you, almost give you a family history of who you were and what diseases were in the family and stuff like that. When Dr. Klein started treating famous people, celebrities, powerful people, he started to be invited to their parties and things like that. And I think it influenced some of the ways that he thought. And he enjoyed going to the parties. If he was having a get-together or a party, they would all be invited. He enjoyed living that lifestyle. He did try very hard to be of the rich and famous. Anybody who sees a particular group of patients that they are in awe of or enamored with will do almost anything to get another person of that caliber into the practice. It ends up being more of a friendship than it is a professional relationship. You pick who you hang with, and he is a person that you want to hang with because you're going to be able to get something in return. There were times that he would write prescriptions for things that had nothing to do with what we were treating them for. You know, some people would come in and say they can't take the pain, so they would want a Percocet, or they would want Demerol, or they would want something else.
I believe very firmly that you're only as good as the last patient you inject.
So there might be someone, they were a big star. He would write prescriptions that were not conducive to what a dermatologist would normally write a prescription for.
The primary responsibility of any doctor is patient care. I mean, we take an oath to, above all else, do no harm. And giving someone massive doses of narcotics for an everyday trivial procedure is clearly a breach of the person's medical care.
You don't give Xanax because someone says they can't sleep. You don't give them Demerol because they have pain that they either aren't monitoring, don't have anyone moderating it and watching it, or they just want it. They would ask Dr. Klein to write a prescription because they were having a party and a bunch of people were coming and they wanted to have party favors. We had some powerful patients that would come in and say, I need to get 90 Percocet.
90?
For Saturday night. And then you go to the party that weekend and there's a candy dish with Percocet or Quaaludes or something like that. And it came from the office by trading drugs for the invitation, the inclusion. You know, he just wanted to be in that group. I don't know if he knew the person was an addict, but didn't care because he didn't want to lose that person as a patient, but it was done. And there were a lot of doctors out there with the same patients that would do the same thing.
It's narcissism. It's gratifying to have a special person under your care and that person to then be satisfied and tell you you're a good doctor. And it helps build people's reputation. You become, particularly in the sort of field of plastics and dermatology and beauty, you become the doctor that's taking care of those people we see in the magazines.
Sometimes patients had obvious signs of addiction, injection marks all over their body.
I was mortified when I found out that patients were so addicted to something that you couldn't sedate them or whatever. You have to start an IV if you're gonna sedate someone. And not being able to find a vein to start an IV, there was no place to be able to do it. I do believe boundaries were down and lines were crossed that should not have been. Prescriptions were written that didn't need to be written. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
It is such a violation of our basic responsibility and ethical standards as a physician.
I was about to say, like, he disobeyed the oath, went against the oath. Like I said, it's like, that's another thing, bro. Like, you know how certain people, like, once they get a taste of, I hear this with multiple people too, certain celebrities or certain people who became celebrities and they started to act different. Like they were normal people, then when they became celebrities, like when they started hanging out with certain people and stuff like that. It don't even have to be celebrities for real. Hanging out with certain people and stuff like that just to fit in, and all of a sudden they starting to act different. Yeah, this person could possibly do some harm. You know what I mean? Not only to him or herself, but to other people. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever got that from somebody, or seen somebody like firsthand who went through that? Like, yeah, just especially what this physician is doing. Like, that's not good. This is not good, bro. It's not good. We got 30 minutes left. I'm not going to have to go on any further than 40. Like, every 20 minutes we're going to be done.
To be treating people to make ourselves feel special. In other words, we are there to serve the patient. And if we are somehow excited by or turned on by the patients we are treating, there's already a problem. And then if you are handing out medication without proper justification, it just doesn't get worse than that. We went through 2 decades of my patients being killed routinely by my peers, and it was often in situations like this.
I feel horrible about not trying to stop it with people that I knew had problems.
Man.
And there's nothing I can do to take it back. And if someone was hurt by it, saying I'm sorry isn't enough. To me, it's like, I should have tried harder. I should have tried to stop it. I should have done more. I should have done something.
Man.
And I didn't. And at the end, you're ultimately responsible for what you've done, how you've participated. You have to take responsibility for it. There's a number of people that have died from their addictions. And
yeah,
in some way I was part of it. Give me a minute.
Man, that's sad, bro. Sad, bro.
You know, it's hard when you feel like you're part of the problem and you don't stop.
I feel that.
I just think I should have been a better person than I was. I sucked as a human being. For years, when I think about it. I was basically as bad as him. And I regret that. I will regret it.
Bro.
And I'm so sorry that I participated in it.
Michael had a lot of psychological problems. And
We're gonna stop it right there, y'all. We're gonna stop it right there. Just trying not to tear up a little bit. That's actually sad. That, I keep saying that, but it is. It's sad, bro. It's sad. It's terrible. It's horrible. Like, it's like, bro, and you can see the pain in her eyes and in her facial expression. You can hear it in her voice. You can see the tears, bro. Like, it's sad, bro. It's, dang, man. It's sad, bro. Sad. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, post comments down below. Let me know what you all think about this documentary so far. This is part 2. Please leave a like, subscribe, and share. My book, The Prodigy, is out now. Look at the description down below, 1, 2, and 3. And my announcement video just recently came out. The Windwalker, my next installment of Risen Entertainment and in the Prodigy universe. You guys will really enjoy that one. It is coming out. It is coming soon. Okay, it's coming soon. I love you guys. Stay safe. God bless.